Going live now.
Okay. Well, now that we're 30 minutes late, welcome everyone to Saturday Night D&D. As we've done in the past, I'm going to be the DM, and you guys are going to be the players. To start off, we are beginning a new campaign with new characters that some have met up in a previous session 0, as their own desire has brought forward. However, I will start with a little bit of monologue. Once I can pull it. There we go. So, if everyone's ready.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Okay. So, many centuries ago, there was once a kingdom known as Georgipol. It was a land of prosperity and growth, a buffer to the evils of the world and the obsessive domination of the Intellicans. However, one fateful night, the queen fell mortally ill. It was a sickness that not even John Valicia, a magician as old as history, could make a cure for in time before it took hold. In the king's desire to keep his wife alive, he ordered the magician to assemble his best people, a group of explorers the magician had used before to retrieve magical items of significant power. Accepting this order, the magician did as he was requested, the king and queen being his friends. He gathered the adventurers. There was Orin, a man with a will of fire that no being could extinguish. There was Abe, a powerful demon of hell escaped into our realm on a journey that only he knew. Osruk, the indomitable pit fighter that could only be described as simple, but not dumb. Then you had Slanesh and Katara, the dragonborn pirate of the Frozen Sea, and a dragonborn brought into this world under the protection of a home with an, at the time, secretive sect of dragonborn that made their home in the mountains of the northern range. Lastly, or second to last, we have Yasmin, a tiefling of great mind and a keen eye for business, who rarely let the inconveniences of technology stop her dreams. And lastly, the drow known only as Mama, and only to those she deemed worthy enough to know, whose quiet demeanor was only a front for a power that none could comprehend. These adventurers set out on their mission, paid handsomely for their services, and told the ingredients for a potion whose healing was so utterly powerful the magician was sure it would heal the queen's disease. While they searched and strived against the most intense puzzles and dire battles, the magician placed the queen in a stasis that held the very strings of her being still, stopping the deterioration. It took many months for the search for ingredients to end, and by the time it finally did, the king was distraught, on the brink of madness, seeing his poor queen so sick and helpless, and him unable to save her. The magician gave the potion to the adventurers to deliver once all the pieces had been brought and collected, his attention being required on the eastern border of Georgipol. And so they did. But as the potion was administered, the magician, or the magic of the potion caused a massive quake to shake the surrounding area. The adventurers were found in the queen's sick room, her body turned to ash in the bed. The king finally completely broke, seeing the remains of his beautiful queen, and as he did, a deep shadow seemed to press over the land of Georgipol. The king's madness worsened rapidly, and so did the state of his kingdom. Some witnesses said that the king's general, Paladin Asimon Stainal, quickly rounded up the adventurers and ordered their heads taken. But before that could happen, they vanished as the blades fell towards their heads. Once Angelica learned the queen had died, they invaded, swallowing up Georgopol without mercy. The king, maddened as he was, attempted to hold back the tide with his armies, but with the blessing of the goddess of balance having fallen away, his virtue broken with his mind, the Intellicans killed all who stood in opposition, bringing darkness over the land. Without Georgopol to keep the Intellicans in check, they consumed the northern half of the continent. However, they could not pass the dunes or penetrate the great forest of Neverwin. The dunes proved too harsh and dangerous an environment for the Intellicans, and the forest of Neverwin was protected by some old and ancient magic that caused battalions to be lost in the depths of the trees. They found an ally, however, in the Southern Fade, a country of dark witches and wizards, hell-bent on the destruction of the Forest of Neverwin. This alliance was forged, and for centuries, the two powers attempted to break the ancient protection the forest had. The only land that remained untouched by Angelica was the Northern Expanse, a land once supposedly great, but in ancient times had been struck down by the gods for their attempted hubris and usurping of the gods' powers. They were cursed to be an unholy expanse, becoming utterly uninhabitable and dangerous beyond belief. The rulers of this expanse, however, remained trapped in a constant cycle of undeath by the powerful magic that God struck the lands with. Over time, Angelica maintained its rule with a fist of iron, squashing all rebellions and driving the world into the dark times, an era of polluted strength that seemed to drain the magic from the world. After a few centuries of fighting, and the creation of the Nexus, a powerful swirling storm of magic on the border of Angelica and the Forest of Neverwin, technological advancements exploded into the world. These were headed by a mysterious benefactor who, with the help of many associates, brought magical items that were once reserved for the use of the higher echelon and nobility of society to the masses. These advances continued for centuries, becoming refined and magic wells being found around the land, the magic being used to create electricity and other forms of power that was used to protect from the newest evil to the world. Shadows. These creatures, these odd abominations, started to leak into the world. They came in droves and in differing shapes and sizes, but only at night or in the darkest of locations. The ravenous hunger and hyper-aggressive nature pushed the world to change. They flew, they swam, and they ran. No place was safe, but the world found that magic light seemed to be a source of protection. Thus, towns were lit to keep from being swallowed, and the major cities built massive walls with intensely bright lights that protected the populace. Still, however, it wasn't perfect, and traveling became done only during the day or by train, a brilliantly fast invention that was able to outspeed even the fastest of the shadows. Also, flying ships were created, taking travel and shipping to the skies, and using these advanced weaponry of pure magical energy to fend off the shadows that flew. The world changed from the natural state it had been to a more mechanical one. Steam and magic fueled almost all operations of life, and metal took the place of stone. The Southern Fade eventually changed as well, though none were too sure of what created this change. All they knew is rather than the band of liches who once ruled as a magocracy, it became centralized under a single religion. This religion did not change the way the country worked or the fashion of its purpose, but it did cause a few questions in the dealings between itself and Intellica. Wars eventually faded as the land was conquered and firmer lines were drawn between countries. But Intellica never lost its focus on war. Its army stayed strong, being fueled by its people. The people were tested, and only those who passed were accepted into the military. Even with this selective process, the influx of individuals trying to gain fame and fortune through utilizing the military kept it swollen with bodies. As time continued, however, the old evils of the world became normal, and life continued down a slowly declining path. The world was darker, harsher, and the smoke from industry became a constant pollutant. The problem with this view and this change, however, was that it began to breed complacency. And when those who watch for evils become complacent or their views clouded, it leaves room for a much more dangerous evil to grow and mature into the world. Where we are starting off is a town in the dunes known as Gor Uda. I'm pinging it just to make sure that you all know where it is. All the individuals that are playing today have gotten a letter of some sort for themselves, piquing their curiosities or their desire for something, and bringing them to a place known as Mama's Magnificence. The town of Goruda is a large affair built of sandstone and brass and other common metals. Their chief mode of transportation has not changed since the old times. A form of domesticated purple worms that they seem to have brought under their control. And as such, each of you have arrived. The three already there, Kithri, Cord, and Rose are already sitting in place. Throckmorton, as you arrive to Mama's Magnificence, you're not a stranger to larger cities, as large cities and towns, based on your work, is fairly normal. However, the size of Mama's Magnificence is what gets you. And as you step in, you're met with a lavish hotel front, a lobby with very plush seating, deep reds, purples, and other golden colors fashioning the walls and the upper ceiling, giving a warm and what kind of feels a dangerously inviting interior. The ground made of a very smooth and polished granite. And as you step in, a warforged, a being made fully of metal and being run by oils and other liquids and maybe a little bit of magic, is standing there in front of you. However, it doesn't look stocky and well built as the others normally are. This one is off. Its shoulders at an odd position, its form slightly hunched and bent in odd ways, and the face twitching, the eyes glowing and sparking a little bit as you enter. As you do, this warforged brings its hands up in a almost praying hands together motion, and you hear a stuttering robotic voice come out. Welcome, Throckmorton. Please take a seat in the dining room. And it gestures to a dining area that is off to the right of when you came in.
First things first, alcohol.
The Warforged just kind of tilts its head, and the action is sharp, a little too aggressive in its movement, and it says, "Food and drink are provided by Lord Rampage. Please take a seat in the dining room."
I go sit.
Okay. As you go sit, you see 3 other individuals sitting around a table, and you see name tags on this table. The only one that has somebody in it, and the only one with name tags.
Do I see my name tag on there?
Make a perception check.
Wait, no. I can't read. I just sit at a random table.
Okay.
Which one does he sit at?
There are 4 different large dining tables in the room, and about 7 others along the outer facing wall. The one that the other 3 are sitting at is actually kind of in one corner of this, I guess almost like a half dome, but not like a perfectly circular outside. They're sitting in like a small corner area. And
I just sit a couple tables away.
Okay. As you take your seat and look around, the Warforged that basically guided you in is gone. Completely disappeared. No trace of him whatsoever.
Okay.
Also, as you take a seat, service, wait staff come out, place down drink and food in front of you, and leave. The food and the drink that you find is exactly your preference.
I can get it right. I just dig in.
Okay. It's delicious. As you are digging in, all of you see a large wolf walk into the dining room. Danny, what would you do?
Well, generally speaking, the wolf wouldn't enter unless preceded by James.
He's not here. And last thing you were told was to just go in.
All right. In which case, the wolf just kind of walks up, looks at the 3 sitting at the table, looks over at the single large thing eating, and goes off to the left side of the chair at the head of the table and just sits beside it.
Okay.
Is this wolf on 2 legs or 4? Like, is it a humanoid wolf or just a wolf?
It's just a wolf.
Okay.
Kithri and Rose, you both, because you investigated the names sitting at the table, you both realized she sat at by the chair labeled a she.
Okay. I just look at the giant thing and the wolf going back and forth, and then I look over at Cord, and I look at Kithri, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta be the only one that thinks this is a little unusual.
Nope, not just you.
Okay, I'm just the only one willing to say anything then.
My hand is resting on a dagger.
Okay.
And I look at the wolf and I say, at least you seem to be very well trained. You don't look like a mean wolf.
As you say that, the wolf just kind of raises the sides of its snout into half of a snarl.
Good point for this, Kithri. This wolf is almost double the size of your dire fox.
Right. You spoke too soon, Rose.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they'd let a, wolf that wasn't well behaved into the building.
Do you talk?
The wolf just kind of stares at her blankly. Her fur shimmering under the light that's in the room, shimmering as though it was hit by moonlight.
Well, that's informative.
Well, she understands, if nothing else.
What about the big guy over there? What's your deal?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh,
You're the only big guy in the room, right?
I mean, relatively speaking, I suppose.
A good point, by the way, is the big guy you are talking to is about 8 foot tall, with a massive bear cloak over his shoulders, and what you can approximate to be about 380 pounds of muscle.
What does he look like? Like, if I ever seen what type of race this person is?
Make a. I'll say make an intelligence check.
Is there a way we can get a picture of what they look like?
Natural 20. So
I
it's 22 in all.
My picture there is a rough approximation. Essentially, I am very tall, very broad and muscular, bald with a beard, holding a massive axe.
Rose, yes, you do recognize his race. He is exactly, or fairly close to every single Goliath that you have ever run across.
The
He is
only
big.
difference between me and every other Goliath you see is that I have no distinguishing tattoos of the clans.
You would know that that usually Goliaths on their skin have tattoos that symbolize their clan or some of their accomplishments. This Goliath has none. No distinguishing clan marks at all. Also, with a natural 20, you also do know he is a sizable bit bigger. He is on the high end of height and weight of Goliaths. He is big, even for Goliath standards.
Do I know where they come from in this world?
Yeah, I'll give you that for a nat 20. Their race was run across centuries ago on an island in the world ocean. Not super far from the main continent, but this island is highly volcanic, very mountainous and very cold year round.
Okay. Well, I look at him and I say, "You're from the islands in the World Ocean, aren't you?"
Yeah, I was.
Was it pretty there? Did you like it?
It was alright.
What brings you all the way out here?
Got a letter.
Oh. Seems to be the common theme.
What does that mean?
Sorry, come again?
What does that mean?
It means that I think most of us got letters.
That's weird.
As this conversation happens, a voice actually comes from the entryway of the dining room. Yes. Well, letters should have been gotten to all the individuals I sent for about 10 days ago, if I remember correctly. And as you all turn and look, there's a man about probably the
Playing a
same
game with
height.
friends. Go play with your stuff. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all heard it.
I was trying to put my hand over my mic so she wouldn't interrupt, but oh well.
You're good. It's okay. I'll restart. Kids are kids.
You're a father above all else.
Mhm.
Anyways, after this, these words are spoken, you turn and look, and standing in the entryway to the dining room is a man about the same height as Throckmorton. He is very tall, and you see very, very pale skin, black hair that is slicked back in a very modern style, and you see some glasses with tinted lenses over the eyes. And he just stands there. He's got his hands in front of him, and he walks in and says, it appears that 5 out of 6 have gotten their letters. I wonder what happened to the last. Anyways. And he looks around, sizing each of you up individually, and then looks at the wolf and says, could you please be in your normal form? I understand you enjoy the wolf form, but this is for introductions.
With that, the wolf seems to roll its eyes and sits up, walking behind the chair and coming back the other side. Humanoid, looking as though she was one of you, with ears atop her head. This time, though, her hair isn't silver as the fur of the wolf, but jet black, with one piercing red eye and one shimmering blue, clad in what looks to be almost professionally made, but homemade leather clothing, leather pants, a leather corset, and a leather cloak upon her shoulders, with what looks like rabbit fur lining around the collar. And she sits down in the chair and kicks her legs up over one side, leaning her head back and looking at the figure.
Throckmorton just goes, that's cool.
Rose just nods.
So you can talk. Good to know.
Of course I can talk. Why would I just want to when I'm a wolf? It's more entertaining to watch you debate it.
To be fair, it would have been more scary if the wolf started talking, so...
Only to you, big guy.
As you are having this small conversation, the figure just kind of... Anyways. So, I trust all of you have gotten a chance to introduce yourselves to each other, as I've given a little bit of time.
I mean, we haven't... I don't know their names. They just started talking to me.
I don't know any of these people.
The figure just gives a very tight-lipped smile and then gestures out a hand to each of you. First, going to the man with his back to the wall, looking like he was just stuffing his pouches with something. This is Cord. And then he points to the small, pale humanoid with brown hair and what looks like a guitar. This is Rose. He points to the very small halfling with the dire fox by her side. This is Kithri. He points to the female who just transformed from a wolf. This is Ashi. And he points finally to the Goliath. This is Throckmorton. Now, congratulations. Introductions are complete.
All right.
He just gives a second to make sure nothing else is said before continuing on. So, about the letters. Each one of them was specifically designed to bring you here, and I do intend to follow up on each one of the things that I have promised each of you. However, before any of that can be done, I need you to do some work for me. I have some plans, and I need you to make sure they come true, as my attention needs to be elsewhere.
What kind of work?
He looks at Rose and smiles, and Rose, you see shimmering white teeth, almost falsely white. But from what you can tell, they're real. It's not an illusion or anything. Well, I need someone to go around and find some items and alter some existing infrastructure that is in place. I'm sure that none of you would mind a little bit of adventure and excitement.
Depends on what kind of excitement you're talking about. I don't want to be dead.
Yes, details are important.
The figure just laughs and says, well, obviously in today's world, this sort of worry about death is fairly normal. And he looks specifically to Rose and says, obviously, you understand that.
Sure, I think anybody would. And I look around, and is the door to the dining room open? Like,
No.
it's open. Okay, so they closed it?
Yep.
Okay.
It's closed and no more food or drink is coming out. He just smiles and looks to the rest. Obviously, there is a little bit of danger, but fame, fortune, and a little bit of a break from the everyday. Plus, maybe some building of new connections. And having a place in the world is up your alley.
I don't know about having a place in the world. This world seems pretty dull and pretty bright at night, but I'll say this. You gave me a promise, and if you'll help me, I'll give you what you want.
The figure looks at Throckmorton and gives that same odd smile again, that same toothy grin, and says, of course, Throckmorton. I would never dream to back out on my word.
And you can count me in.
I don't mind travel. I definitely don't mind fame or fortune. But one thing that I've learned as I've been around is that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
On
So
this one, I
I'm
can
still.
tell you it's not too good to be true. I've known him for a bit. Trust me, if you make it out alive, it's worth it.
Again, I want to be alive at the end of this.
Don't do
What the
anything
hell's going
stupid.
on?
It's not that hard to stay alive as long as you don't do anything too stupid.
The figure just smiles and raises his hands. Obviously, living is the most important thing. I would know a thing or two about that desire. However, with the dangers of the world, I cannot promise that you will come out unscathed. However, I've picked each of you for your skill sets, your knowledge, and your capabilities. Each of you has the ability to do more than meets the eye. And so, I believe each of you, when working together, could very well bring anyone out of a scrap alive.
I take it you're not exactly talking about my capabilities of writing a speech.
So Throckmorton stands up, puts his axe down to the ground, and he goes,
I fight, I kill, put me in the front, that's where I belong.
I just kind of giggle.
Well, all right then.
I finally stand up and I look at the figure and I ask him, you said we were going to be altering infrastructure. What do you mean by that?
He looks at Cord and smiles again, and he's doing a lot of smiling, and the more he does it, the more it looks like he doesn't know how to actually smile. It's like he's doing it.
Chill out.
He's just doing it because it's something to do. And he says, the infrastructure I am talking about is fairly simple. See, it's not so much the magic infrastructure that is used around the world now with the magical wells being turned into power or anything like that. The infrastructure I am talking about are a series of obelisks around the world. Their positions vary and seem to change oddly often. However, they can be found, and all I need is to make sure that they are locked into place where they are. That's it. Nothing else. And to do that, all you have to do is deface a symbol on it just a little bit.
And who would be upset with us for defacing the symbol?
He smiles and says, as long as you do the right ones, no one.
And what are the right ones?
He smiles. And this one kind of looks genuine. Well, the obelisks you're looking for are made of obsidian. From base to tip, they are generally carved with many, many runes on them. However, the runes that you have to worry about are directly at the bottom. And he waves a hand, and as he brings it out, a piece of paper seems to just shimmer into it. And he tosses the paper. And
That's not natural.
Normally, as all of you know, this paper tossed carelessly will just flip and fall to the ground. This toss, however, carries it in a very smooth arc, landing on the table with the 4 at it. On the paper, you see a symbol that has what looks like a six-pointed star with a circle around the outside and a pentagon inside the central area. And he says, all you have to do is scratch that out. You do that, and it will cease from moving. Do any others, and he just kind of lets it linger for a second before looking around and just smiling.
You'll kill us.
He doesn't answer.
Am I reading the room correctly on this one?
No, I think you probably got it right, big guy.
You want to hire us to deface property? Like,
It's nobody's property.
I'll
then
be
why?
honest, I'm pretty good at it. So, I mean, you hired me, right?
Yes, but big guy, we need it defaced, not destroyed.
I don't understand how this fits into my skill set. I play songs, I sing, I dance. I don't deface property. This,
Do you know magic?
for entertainment purposes, sure.
The figure
Oh,
looks
nice.
at you, Rose, and says, understand that not all of these are in the middle of nowhere. Some of these sometimes turn up in the middle of cities, in the middle of towns, in the middle of courtyards to castles. And being able to convince people and get on people's good side is a very useful skill, as you should know.
Sure, but if I'm gonna go around defacing property, I'm gonna need more than just. I'm gonna need a reason. This doesn't sit well with me.
He just smiles and says, if you have read the history texts of this land, you'll remember hearing stories about massive amounts of magic that used to swell through this land normally. And the talk about how this magic was seemingly faded over the past almost millennia. What I am trying to do is I am just trying to bring back that swell of magic to the world.
Who did we lose? Oh,
There we go. Kithri actually accidentally went into
Sorry.
different chat. And he smiles and says, believe me, if you were defacing somebody's property, I could do that alone. But these obelisks, because of the way that they are made, people tend to focus on them quite a bit. And it makes it difficult for me to just go around and mess with them. People ask questions. And they've become such a part of the landscape of the world that most people assume that they have to be there. So, I'm hoping to hire some individuals that don't mind altering a rune, not destroying, that of an item that nobody actually owns.
Yeah, but it still strikes me as illegal, especially if it's on somebody's property, like in a major city or in somebody's courtyard. I mean,
That part, yes, could be illegal. Breaking and entering, obviously. But not all of them are there.
and you're insinuating that your defacing of this property is gonna bring magic back to the way it was?
Indeed.
I still don't understand why we should care.
He thinks for a second and then says, the shadows. I'm sure you've heard stories that magical energy seems to keep these things at bay. Maybe even just a little bit, as well as sunlight or magical light. Bringing the abundance of magic back into the world could mean that you are making the world a safer place. Obviously, this is an idea, but that's just my focus.
Okay, just so I'm getting this correct. You want us to alter these items so that we can get rid of the shadows?
He thinks for a second and then says, basically, yes.
So are
Alright.
these obelisks causing the shadows to be here?
Their movement and their surrounding effects, as long as they are all in the same network, is causing a suppression of magic, as well as even holy magic in this world. So, yes.
I can get on board with that. I'm alright with that.
It's something worth considering, I will give you that much.
He smiles and claps his hands together. Perfect! Then I will set you on your first task, if you would like.
I'm just speaking for myself, not anyone else in this room.
I know. And the figure is assuming everyone else is on the same page.
I
So-
direct my comment to the group, not necessarily to him.
So I take it that you're requesting all of us to work together, correct?
Indeed.
Is this a necessity or...
If you do not wish to die.
Alright, that's a yes. Okay.
He just smiles.
What, are
Well-
you saying you don't want to work with this big guy?
I'm definitely more of a solo roller, personally.
I can get down with that. I like you.
As you're all kind of talking to yourselves, he looks directly at Cord and points his hand at him, palm up. As for you, I understand that this sort of thing is not quite up your alley. However, I can promise that if you help, this will connect to some things that you have questions over.
Vague.
have my
I
attention.
like it.
What'd you say, Fran? Cord?
You have my attention. And Chris and Danny, just so you know, my character is actually very, very hard to look at. The picture that I have up there is actually pretty accurate. His face is so weather beaten, and his eyes are actually discolored, not quite unlike Ashy's. But he's but his skin is a sickly yellowish, palish color, and just looking at him for too long, you guys just feel uncomfortable.
In-game names, if you don't mind, by the way.
Yeah. Just for future.
Sorry
So
about that.
if anybody
Throckmorton
finds,
and Ashy.
if anybody finds my name to be a bit wordy, just call me Throcky.
Throcky? And I say, okay.
Yeah. Less of a mouth.
I like that name. It's a good name.
But as for you, Cord, was it? Are you alright?
Never better.
You look like you're about to die.
I just don't even look at him, big guy. I just avoid looking at him.
My eyes widen and I just take another sip of my tea.
Just ooh.
I apologize if my bluntness is rude, but I don't beat around bushes. I walk through them.
I love this man. I love this man.
I just sit
I
down
hear
and
you,
start
buddy.
playing my harmonica.
I suppose that gives me any answer I was looking for, or any answer I was gonna get.
I pick
So-
up my guitar and start just playing playing along softly.
So when do we go?
The figure just looks at Throckmorton and says, "You can either start now, or you can start in the morning. I have some... I was only able to secure about 3 rooms here for all of you. I apologize for the cramped rooming, but if you wish to stay the night because of long and arduous travel, I absolutely understand this."
No, it's alright. I prefer sleeping in the wilds.
Same here. Brings a little more comfort than this metal.
Yeah, it's a little gaudy, isn't it?
It really is.
Do you want to sleep outside with the shadows?
It's better
If you
than
stay
in here.
quiet, if you stay quiet and keep your head down, they don't notice you. How do you think I survive?
I just kind of stare open mouthed at the both of them and be like,
Right, suppose we'll start tomorrow and let's get some rest.
And Throckmorton just gets to leave.
The figure just smiles and nods and says, "Perfect. Well, I will do my best to keep in touch. Ashi, you know how to get in contact with me.
Of course.
However, your first obelisk," and he looks up at the entryway. And above the entryway to the dining room, you see a clock. He looks at it and says, "Your first obelisk should be in this city in about 12 hours.
In this city?
Of course. Why would I tell you to go after one that wasn't right here?"
You know,
So-
that's fair enough, yeah.
Any particular tools we need to do said task?
He looks at Cord and just smiles and says, "Anything with an edge." Anyway,
Throckmorton looks at his axe and looks back at him and like,
Maybe not anything.
he just smirks. "That's your opinion. Anyways," and he raises a hand and you see a swell of crimson energy start to form at his fingertips and start to swirl around his hand. And he says, "I will bid you adieu." And with that, there's a flash of red light and a roll of thunder, and he's gone.
Throckmorton just turns back and then goes,
That was creepy, right? But that's not just me.
She would stand up and just shrug. It's normal for him. I'm gonna go find a nice spot to go curl up and go to sleep.
I suppose I'll get used to it.
and I go out and find a place to make bedding.
So, a good point to make is, just so you know, it is about, I'll say it's about 8 at night right now. So, not quite like time to sleep. If you choose to sleep, though, it's up to you. You'll get a very nice rest.
Early bird gets the worm.
I'm gonna go get some rest.
Okay. So, who all is taking the rooms?
Oh,
I
there's
am.
3 of them in 3 rooms.
Yeah.
So she and Throckmorton are going out and finding a place to sleep, not in Mama's Magnificence. And then the rest of the three are getting their own rooms.
Yep.
It worked.
Okay. Ashi and Throckmorton, roll me a perception check.
I forgot to have my character sheet open. Give me a half a second.
So, wonderful way to start. Nat 20.
Okay.
And perception, that's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. 6.
Okay. So, Ashi, you go out and you find a decent place to sleep. It's out of wind that has started to blow through and has a little covered area. And it's actually pretty good. There's not a whole lot of foot traffic, not a whole lot of people coming through. There are still lights to keep shadows at bay, so you don't have to worry about shadows popping up on you in the middle of your sleep.
Okay.
And as you are setting up to sleep, you see Throckmorton just kind of wandering around trying to find some place good. It looks like he's probably tried a couple different places, and maybe one of them was a trash can.
She's gonna just kind of look at him. Throck, come here.
What's up?
He saunters on over.
Why don't you sleep here with me tonight, since it smells like you've had bad luck so far?
Hey, you get what you can find. Tried a couple, didn't work out.
Did you
On the plus side, I found a raccoon. That was interesting.
Did you crawl into a garbage can, Throck?
Well, I crawled next to one, but I'm really big and I knocked it over.
Is that how you found the raccoon?
Yeah, I think I scared the shit out of it.
To be honest, if it fell on you, I don't doubt you scared it. Did it at least not crap on you?
No, but I did get some garbage on me.
Alright.
That would explain the smell.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, how about you just lay like a little bit over that way and just sleep here?
Downwind, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
Now do that.
as you two end up sharing the space as she had found, luckily, it was big enough for the both of you and with enough cover.
Well, the nat 20, I'd hope so.
Yeah. Cord, Kithri, and Rose. As you guys go to the front desk, there are 3 keys sitting on there, and the attendant behind the desk doesn't even look up, just keeps looking at a book of some sort.
I just go.
You can see the person behind the desk kind of jolt slightly, but continues very pointedly looking at the book.
Are there numbers on the keys?
Yes. All of them are in sequence. So
I
they're
just
all
take
right
one
next to each other.
I take one and just go up to that room.
Okay.
I look at Cord and I'm like, what the hell? And it's like, I reach out to take the other key and I'm like, are these for us?
You can see the person halt for a second in their page turning and make a perception check.
Hold on a second. Uh, 21.
21.
Yep.
As you ask the question and they're halting, you can see that their eyes dart up and look around for a second before their eyes go back to the book and their head just nods slowly.
I just kind of take the key and I'm just like, okay, weirdo. Walk up to the room.
Okay.
I grab my key and mutter to myself, "Where's the puppet master? Lord, these people are crazy."
Okay. So, as all of you find your night's rest, over the course of the night, a rare occurrence in the dunes happens. There's rain. It's not a heavy pouring rain, but it's a decent shower. And Ashi and Throckmorton, you're both very happy that you were able to find a place with cover.
Yes, yes, we
Um,
are. It'd be very damp out here if we didn't.
Indeed.
Rose, Kithri, and Cord, as the storm comes in and the rain starts, there are some flashes of lightning. And all these lightning bolts are generally either yellow or blue. You don't notice any red ones.
Okay.
But you all go to sleep and wake up in the morning, and for as dry and arid the dunes are, it's a little bit more humid this morning as the rain has not quite evaporated yet from the streets and from the houses and in gutters and such. And you all wake up, and I'm assuming probably meet up in Mama's Magnificence, or at least close to it.
I don't think we talked about where we were going to meet up, so I just go into the common room.
Yeah. Throckmorton would have just gone back.
Okay.
Probably would have just followed a shape.
Yeah, no, she would have gone back for sure.
Okay.
I just would have gone to the common room.
All right, so I'm assuming you all just go to the common room or the entry lobby area of Mama's Magnificence. You all meet up there. Some getting there before others, but pretty close to within all of each other's time frames. And the day is yours. You have a mission to complete.
So when Throckmorton walks in, he goes,
Alright, I'm gonna cut to the chase and ask a question here of everyone. So, when we're out there, it's important to know what each of us are capable of doing. So, it'd probably be best if we all knew what each other were good at, like magical punching things. For me, I'm good at punching things. I've also got this axe to swing at things, and I'm very strong.
I
He
just
look-
kind of
he-
nod and say, that's great. Good to know, yeah.
he looks at Rose and he's like,
What are you good at?
Say, I'm pretty fast. I can heal. I'm good at making the enemies easier to hit or enhancing your natural abilities. I also can play a great tune. I've been taught how to punch. I don't do it very often. And I'm getting. I don't know. I'm good at getting out of trouble.
That's good. That's good. What was your name, short one?
I'm Kithri.
Keith. Okay. What are you good at?
Ah, I'm good at being in the mountains. I like to shoot arrows. I'm a beast master. This is Netta, my fox. I'm good at throwing things.
It's adorable.
As she points out her dire fox, you can see it look up at the mention of its name, and it has oddly intelligent eyes for a fox or any sort of fox. And for a dire fox, it's definitely strange because generally the dire forms of any animals, as you would know from your time on your home island, Throckmorton, generally they're much more aggressive and don't get along with anything much at all.
Throckmorton bends way down to look at it. He's like,
Did you say this one was a dire?
Yes.
How did you manage that?
I'm good with animals. I live in the
That's-
forest. In the mountains.
That's cool.
Well, thank you.
he stands up and he just kind of looks at she.
She just kind of shrugs. I'm exactly what you think I would be. I'm good with my claws, and I'm good at talking my way in and out of things.
That's cool. Alright.
And he kind of gives a shifting glance over to Cord. He's like,
And, you?
Just very quietly, my character pulls out his knife and just starts sharpening it and just says, I'm good at killing things. Up close.
Do you do it quietly or with no small amount of fight?
Yes.
You see, if we're gonna work together, this whole vague thing we're playing at, it's really not gonna work. I'm just gonna come out with it. I'm not very smart, okay? And if we keep doing this, I'm gonna miss the point, probably confuse things, and there's gonna be a mess.
This man only knows how to say one-word things. Honestly. Come on. I've had to deal with him for, I don't know, 2 days now. That's all he does.
More than that, it's been probably 10 days.
Yeah.
Or
About a
close to
week.
it.
Felt like years.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, alright, Cord, if that is your name. Pleasure to have you along, I think.
And I say, come on now. Anybody who plays the harmonica as well as he does can't be bad.
That makes them even worse.
I don't know what that means or where you get that logic from, but okay.
Morty, you and I are going to be in the front. Side by side.
You're not going to be the only ones.
I'll be honest, people have called me Thwocky, but no one's called me Morty before. That one might be actually a little easier to say. Okay, I could deal with that one too.
All right, so what is the plan of action? You guys know that this obelisk is somewhere in the city, but you don't know where.
Yeah, how are we going to find this thing? Do we even know what it looks like? Is it a person? Is it a thing? What is it?
Split up and look for clues.
An obelisk is generally a thing. It's an object that it's usually tall, or it's shaped to look like a very thin pyramid. It's usually what an obelisk looks like.
Sky
The
dildo.
Washington Monument
Yeah,
is a
the
type
Washington-
of obelisk.
Should have been the Clinton Monument, but that's just me.
No, it would have been shaped like a cigar then.
Anyways,
No, anything slightly phallic is pretty much on the point.
So what are you guys doing? Are you guys just gonna
We
hang
go
around in
look
Mama's
for the
magnificence?
stone. We scratchy at the stone, and then I don't know. Go from there.
Now, did
Do
he
we
say
want to
mark
split
the?
up? Do we want to work together?
Now, didn't he mark it on our map?
He did not. He told you it would be in the city.
Well, someone has got to go with me because all I've got is this big ass axe, and I don't want to do any more damage than necessary in this particular instance.
I'll go with Throck. He should probably have somebody who's really good at talking.
That is a good idea, yes.
So here's what I'll say. In interest of keeping the 5-man group together, rather than splitting it up and trying to deal with that nightmare, go ahead and make perception checks as you guys go out and start looking.
The fuck! I dropped my dice.
17.
17? Okay.
I need to think for this. 6.
13.
That's 2 6s in a row now.
Old reliable.
7?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's a 2 plus 4, but yeah.
Kithri will be back in a minute. She had to step away for a second.
Okay. Well, I'll say, in interest of moving
Her
forward.
passive perception, I think, is like a 10.
Well, Rose, as the group is walking around, you're just keeping an eye out, and you hear just some idle chatter of some weirdly active things in the sewers. Just some people talking about how they've heard some of the guards saying that they need to send somebody down into the sewers for something.
I'll tap Cord on the shoulder and just like motion for him to wait a second. And are the guards still talking?
So it's not guards; it's just random people idle chattering. You know,
Are
people
the
basically saying-
people still talking about that subject, or have they moved on?
they've moved on. It's just a couple old people chattering.
Okay, and I just say, hey, I just overheard that. Sounds like some of the townsfolk are mentioning that some odd things are happening in the sewers. They're going to send a bunch of people down to investigate. I don't know if that's a lead or not. I understand the obelisk, if the gold man or whatever was supposed to be understood, is this thing is just supposed to show up. So is that the kind of thing we're looking for?
Your guess is as good as mine, but logic is sound.
Do any of us hear him talking about this with Cord?
I don't make it I'm not trying to hide it. I just Cord's tension is the one I happen to get.
Okay.
It's a group conversation, but he's just talking straight to Cord, or she is just talking straight to.
Sewers and small spaces are not exactly my specialty, so I defer to the group.
I'm not excited about going into the sewers, but if that's what we need to do, then we can go down there. I'm a little on the small side for a human and a little on the tall side for a halfling. So I could probably do fine down there.
So you're actually admitting you're a human.
Of course, I was born human. I was just raised halfling. A person can be many things.
Everyone is short to me, so I'll treat you the same.
And I just look at him and say, I appreciate that.
I, for one, find you adorable.
And I just smile.
So, what are you guys doing?
Gonna go find the nearest entrance to the sewers. And also, actually, we're going to scope out if they hear or heard exactly where in the sewers, or if it's like a specific section of the city, because I imagine actually the sewers are quite big.
I just kind of tap the tips of my index fingers together and say, sorry, all I heard was sewers.
Cord. Go ahead and roll perception to see if you can figure out where to go.
Okay, that one was good. 21.
Oh, okay, yeah. As you are kind of walking around and just keeping an eye out for, anything that looks vaguely sewer entrance-esque, you see a stairwell, actually leading down off to the side, kind of like a side alley, but with a staircase. And you look down, and there's a door just at the bottom of the staircase, closed. It looks... You can't exactly read the writing on the sign that's on the door, but looks like it could be a door to a sewer.
I look around. Is anybody noticing that we're headed down this way?
I mean...
Is anybody paying us any attention, really, is the question I'm asking.
I am
Perception
8
check.
feet tall. I think that's worth mentioning. I am 8 feet tall. I stand out.
You should
16.
probably stand about 30 feet back so everybody's looking at you.
So, 16, you said?
Do a little jig.
Okay. Yeah, there are lots of people looking at you guys. You have an 8-foot-tall Goliath with you.
As we're walking by, I'm gonna see one of those plants in a pot and just hand it to Throck. Here, you are now our florist. You're going to decorate the outside of the staircase. Do not let anyone tell you you're doing differently, okay?
What's a florist?
You're a flower man.
But I'm a man.
You're a man with a flower.
Just for today.
You're
right
a,
now.
You're a man with the flower,
Are you
that's
telling
all.
me not to let anybody into the sewers? Is
Yes.
that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, just tell me to fucking guard the door. I
Okay.
know how to guard a fucking door.
Throck, guard the door with the flower.
I just like him biting out.
Why specifically the flower?
Because,
Is this important to the plan? Is this an enchanted flower?
yes. It's
You're
a
confusing the man.
It's
Just
a
tell him
flower-
to guard the
I will
door.
protect the flower with my life and the door. The flower and the door. The door before the flower, but not henceforth. But I'll also protect the flower with the door.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
Morty, I was just going to say, the flower is the warning shot. You throw it at them if they get too close.
Does this flower fucking explode?
It will if you throw it.
Okay. I'm trusting you on this call. Don't fuck me, alright?
As you guys are talking, you see some guards some town guards actually coming down the street, just talking to each other.
And I pat Cord on the not Cord, our Goliath friend Morty, on the shoulder. No, I probably can't even reach his shoulder. On the elbow, and I just say, "You're gonna do great. I know it." And then I go up with the rest of the group.
Thank you.
Okay.
Throckmorton stands guard at the door
Um,
with the flower.
Throckmorton, roll me a deception check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I've got minuses here.
I didn't go already. I'm gonna stand back because I saw the guards coming.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
14 minus 1. The moment they walk up, I just go, I am a florist!
The guards walk up to Throckmorton and just kind of look him over and then say, all right, yes, you are a florist. Could you please move out of the way? We need to go into the sewers.
1 second. Have we
I am
actually
a
gone through
florist.
the door?
Say what?
Where's the rest of the party? Have we gone through the door? Because we decided we were going to go, and then we didn't actually. I didn't hear if we actually went down into the sewers.
So some of you did go down the stairs, as she is staying back because she
Okay,
saw
but-
guards coming.
Sure. So we're at the bottom of the stairs, and there is a door, but we have not yet opened said door.
No,
I have shouted very loudly, I am a florist.
So,
twice now.
at the point that he says it the second time, Ashi just kind of walks up. Pardon me, gentlemen. Is there a problem here?
The guards.
I sit down
guards-
on a step,
Okay.
and I look over at who else is at the bottom of the stairs. Is it Kithri and Cord?
It would be believable, yes.
Okay.
Cord, Kithri, is that where you guys are?
Yes.
There are.
Okay.
Because I can hear the guards up there, right? I mean, this, yeah. And I grab my ankle, and I am going to perform as if I have sprained my ankle. You know, like I slipped and fell down the stairs, and I have sprained my ankle.
Okay, roll a performance check.
Hold on. Ashi's gonna wave her hand behind her like, hold off. Let me do this. If
My performance is primed and ready.
yeah, if it
Okay.
fails, do it.
Okay, so Rose, you're waiting to start something until she basically gives the go-ahead. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. The guards look to you and look you up and down. Yes, so your florist here is in the way of us investigating some issues that have seemed to arise from the sewers, at least from late last night. If you would, could you please have him move? He looks quite big.
So, unfortunately, I can't do that. I'm actually the sewer inspector that Mama has hired. It's right under her area, so she wanted to take care of it herself. And this big man here, she wanted him to make sure that it looked pretty while we were down here. You know how she is.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I have advantage anyway.
So it's a straight roll.
Let's see, 19 plus 2, so 21.
Okay. Yeah. The guards kind of look at each other for a second and look back at Ashi. Okay. It's odd for her to desire the sewers to be beautified. However, we still need to go down into the sewers. you must understand this is part of our job, and we have reports of dangerous things attacking people from the sewers. We must go in and investigate. It does not have anything to do with Mama's area, and if you would like, we can allow you in so you can go on your own way, and we can go ours.
At this, Ashi's gonna kind of, like, raise a lip and bare a fang. I don't think you seem to understand. What is down there is going to rip you limb from limb, whereas the reason she hired me as her trusty inspector is because I can rip whatever's down there limb from limb. Do yourselves the favor and stay alive today.
All right, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Throckmorton's eyebrows just go up,
That's an 18 plus 4. How about 22?
You're getting some good rolls. Are you using the
The
good
Ravnica dice? Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. The guards look at each other and look back, and the lead one just kind of, all right, if you say so. And he looks to the group and kind of quickly, like, gives the hand signal to go, go, go. And they just walk away.
And as they're walking away, she's gonna kind of wave her hand like she didn't just threaten them. Bye, boys!
Okay.
Oh, that was impressive.
She looks up at Throck. Thank you, my dear florist.
I quite enjoyed that. I have a feeling I didn't assist very much.
Anyways.
She would pat his thigh. You did just fine, big guy.
Thank you.
Rose
he kind of steps out of the way to let her down the stairs.
You guys hear the guards walking away.
And with that,
I
Ash-
just kind of let out a breath of air.
By the way, intimidation and persuasion are my shtick.
Okay.
That was perfect.
That was funny. Okay. So, she joins the rest of you.
Okay.
All right.
So we're at the bottom of the stairs, and I say,
We
right.
open the door and go in.
So Throckmorton will say down the stairs,
If you need any assistance, scream very loud. It would be very hard to hear you.
I just kind of
Or should I just come with you?
Why don't you come with us?
Is he even gonna fit?
We won't
would
know
I
until
fit,
we
Matt?
try.
Or
So, somebody, or actually, she go ahead and make an intelligence check. Just sizing up about the door frame against what you know to be the height of Throckmorton.
remember, you gotta turn the couch sideways.
Oh my god, I have a 0, but I rolled an 18. I love these dice. Hey guys, you have to turn the couch sideways.
So, as she looking at the door and then looking up at Throckmorton, as long as the sewers are about the same height as the door, he should be able to fit with a little bit of bend. His neck might get cricked a little bit.
Okay, I guess I follow them in.
Okay, so you put the potted plant down.
No, I bring the plant. I've been told it exploded.
Okay, so nobody's tried the door yet.
I said I opened the door and go in.
Oh, how long ago was that?
A few minutes ago.
Oh, well, the door's locked.
Right. Okay.
I kick the door. Throckmorton just fucking kicks the door.
All right.
Fezzik, I need you.
Make a strength. Make a strength check.
The one thing I'm good at.
Okay, while he's doing that, I have to tell you, I'm eating Skittles and I almost ate my dice instead.
As long as it wasn't the good dice.
It was the good dice!
Shame on you.
18 plus 5.
Okay.
I'm autistic. What's that?
23.
Roll.
23.
So it's going to be 1 plus your strength modifier
What?
for damage. You're damaging the door to try and break it open.
Okay, yeah. The natural barbarian damage modifier is a D12.
Yes, but that's with a weapon.
No, not with a weapon. That's their hit modifier. Naturally.
That's straight, yeah.
I'm gonna double check.
Matt, I'm staring at it. It's a D12.
Hit dice 1d12 per barbarian level.
That's your HP.
Oh. Yeah, hit that's.
Yeah, if you look
That's
under
what that is.
actions,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. That is
unarmed
HP.
strike or something like that. So it would be. Yeah, it's like 1 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah,
Well, there's
that's
a
what it
reason
is.
we're barbarians.
Well, 6.
As I see
Okay.
Throckmore getting ready to kick the door down, I just be like, I can just try to open the door.
Nope. He has decided.
You're saying this as his leg is kicking out.
Throw
So-
the flowers at it.
you hit the door, and your foot smashes into it and dents it. However, the lock seems to have held, and a loud boom just echoed up from the door.
I kick it again.
And you can
I just
hear some people making some conversation up above. Like, oh, what was that? What the...
I
You know,
wind
that
up
sort
and-
of stuff.
I wind up and kick it again. Job's not done till the door's open.
Okay. Rose, are you... do you
I'm just
have
putting
some-
my hand over my face.
Okay. You kick it again. So, again, you draw back. Roll to attack. I should have had you do it on the first one. I think I did.
Wow, he's
That's-
getting ready
That's
to.
a 2. That's a 2 is what I rolled.
2. Okay, so 2 plus.
It's plus strength. 7.
Okay. So you go to kick it again, and your foot kind of, your back foot, your plant foot kind of slips on the slick sandstone, and you kind of lose some of your momentum, and your foot just kind of boom into the door.
Can I try?
Are you gonna kick it? I think you might die.
I just say, if I did try to kick it, I think you're right. I think I probably would die, but I'm gonna try something else.
Oh, you probably should have said that before I kicked the door. But it should be my guest.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna inspect the lock. How damaged is it?
So the first kick from Throckmorton dented the living crap out of this door, because it's a mostly metal door. It doesn't seem to be a thick metal door, though. It just looks like it's there to keep out anyone who would just try and slip into the sewers. And the mechanism that is holding it in seems to be holding it in by a thread and is bent harshly.
So is it the way that it's bent? Is that making it so that it would be easier to come out, or is it making it? Would it make it more difficult to get it out?
Roll an investigation check.
$15.
Okay.
Oh wait, is investigation wisdom?
No, it's intelligence.
Oh yeah, yeah. 50.
From what you can tell, this door, if given the right leverage, it could open fairly easily. But from what you can tell, it's pretty screwed.
Do I need to hit it again?
I said,
And
no, let's not hit it again. I don't.
And-
That's not going to do it any good.
and I say, okay, so I look at this door. Where would the leverage have to come from?
So the leverage would actually, it would have to be just the door getting pushed to try and free the bolt that is in the sandstone to open.
Okay, I point out the spot and I say, push really hard right there.
Okay.
And I walk up and I follow his instruction and I push really hard.
Okay, go ahead and roll a strength check with advantage.
With advantage. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna give him a bardic inspiration as well.
Okay. What do you say to him?
Push really hard right there.
You can do it!
So bardic, so poetic.
Come
Push
on,
really
big
hard
guy.
right there!
All right.
I can
Okay.
throw my bow at it. Come on.
I add 4 to whatever it is.
Add 4. So the first roll is 13 plus 15. Or plus 15. No.
Holy.
13 plus 5.
Okay.
I like the other one better. Go
18.
with that one.
So 18 and 15 plus 5, that's 20. So 24.
Okay. 1 second, just to make sure of something real quick. So, when giving bardic inspiration, you give them a bardic inspiration die, which is a 1d6.
Yeah, I rolled it. Are you supposed to roll it?
Oh, I mean, you can roll it or they can roll it.
Yeah, I rolled it and I got a 4.
I was just
Sorry.
making sure.
Yeah, in the future I can. Well, maybe I should roll it. Chris will just roll like a 2 or something.
Yeah, that's
Don't roll a 1.
no wrong.
But yeah, so you said 24?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy peasy. You get up to the door and you check the ground for the slick spots. Having already kind of slipped on one, you kind of hold the potted plant carefully in one arm, and you put your shoulder to the door, and all of you see him just kind of focus for a second, and then and the door ping, in. He just completely forces the locking mechanism, everything out of its hold, and just throws the door open, the door slamming onto the inside with a loud crash.
I did it.
Kind of jump up and down and clap and say, "You did great."
Kithri and Cord, make a perception check.
9.
Okay.
$15.
Okay. Kithri, as the door swings open and makes a loud crashing sound, you kind of glance around and you can see up at the top of the stairs just some normal townsfolk just kind of looking down the stairs at you guys, just trying to not be directly in line of sight, but just kind of like looking around the corner like, what the hell's going on here?
I just look over to the guys and I think they noticed us, you guys.
Throckmorton turns around the plant. I am a florist! Shouting up the stairs.
Wait,
Make
I just-
make a
I just kinda-
persuasion check with
I
disadvantage.
just
Chris.
kinda, I eep, and then jump into the door and kind of like try to hide on the other side.
Okay.
Jump through the door and try to hide on the other
You
side.
want me to make a perception with disadvantage, right?
No, not perception. Persuasion with disadvantage.
Persuasion. That's worse.
Wait, can I just kind of walk behind him and scream out there, "He's a fucking florist!"
Nope.
Damn it!
No.
So 18 minus 1, that's 17, and then a 5 minus 1, which is 4.
So with disadvantage, that's a 4.
Yeah.
As you turn around and scream out, holding up the potted plant, "I am a florist!" You see the people up at the top of the stairs just scatter.
That's right! Fuck off!
Well, we should probably leave right about now.
you think? Really?
Once we all enter, I meekly close the door, trying to make sure it stays closed, even though the latch is fucked.
Make a strength check.
He just shoves it back into place.
14 plus 5, that's 19. 19, yeah, 19.
Okay. Yeah, as you get inside, you turn around and you grab the door, and this thing's mangled to shit. Like, you're looking at it, you're like, hope this closes. And
Well,
you,
they get the door
you-
anymore.
you take it and you shove it again, going back the other way, and the door so much doesn't close as it gets bent and mangled back into the frame, and you're not quite sure it's gonna open again.
Alright, guys. I don't think they follow us.
Nope, I don't think they will. Big guy.
Throckmorton just smiles.
So, as you guys begin going into the sewers, beyond the door is just another staircase down, and the room you went into is really just the height of the door, but as you go down, it opens up into a large underground, almost like cavern system that looks to be man-made, and it smells god-awful. It smells horrifically bad down here.
Great.
I
Smells
say,
like
good
that
lord,
time
what
when
is that smell?
I
it
just say
smells
the
like
sewers.
industry.
It smells like industry.
Yeah.
What did you say, Rose?
I just say the sewers. And I just kind of. Is it pretty dark down here?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Who here has dark vision?
I do.
I don't think I do.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna cast light, and it's got really two different ways that it can be used. One is in the shape of a humanoid, and one is in the shape of like these weird balls. I'm gonna do a humanoid shape, humanoid female,
Mhm.
about my same height and build.
At the sight of it, Throckmorton just kind of like takes a defensive stance.
And I say, it's okay, it's just a friendly light.
So it's not light, but it's dancing's lights. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Fucking warn me.
I just pat the big guy on the legs. It's okay, big guy. It's
Why
just a
is
light.
everyone patting me today?
Because
Okay.
it's fun.
So,
if you're getting some enjoyment.
Do you want me to kick you instead? Would that be better?
oh no.
Just
Wake
as
up! Time
effective.
to wake up!
The time is now 10:15.
Okay. So, as you release the spell and this form apparates, this humanoid form apparates next to you, dim light sheds in about a 10-foot radius around you, or around the figure. It's still pretty dark beyond the radius of your light, but there is some light.
Does my uncanny sense of danger pick up anything yet?
Mine as well. I also have danger sense, so.
No, not as far as you know.
This is
Don't
why
really
we're
feel
asking you,
anything.
because we don't know yet.
So that feature is less like hey DM, do I sense anything, and more of a bonus. I'm pretty sure to making sure you can't be just surprise rounded. Let me see.
It
Danger
says
sense.
it's an uncanny
Uncanny
Spidey
sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger. You had advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can't see, such as traps and spells. To gain this benefit, you can't be blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. So it's not so much that it's a constant Spidey sense, but when something does happen, you get advantage on dex saves.
Okay, so with that I'm gonna ask, do we sense anything?
I just explained to this, not how that works, but
No, like reading the room.
roll a perception check.
I'll do the same.
So I'll say if Ashi and Throckmorton are doing it, either one of you can roll with advantage, or both of you roll.
No, give it to she. I ain't rolling my dice.
All right, Ashi, you have advantage.
I don't need it.
Okay.
I rolled and I thought it was gonna be a 7. No, it's a 20. Again.
There's no fucking way.
You wanna come see this shit?
Yes, I do want to come see this shit. Hold on.
The benefits to living in the house with the DM. I literally rolled it and it's like, oh, it's a 7. Floop. Nope. No, it's not. I literally rolled and put my hand behind my head and I'm just like, nope.
That's some horse shit.
Those dice love
Those
me.
dice do.
Hey,
I think
as
they're
long as it's grade A horse shit,
I bet you
can't
they're
really
weighted.
complain.
This
It
is
doesn't
horse
feel
shit.
weighted.
This is horse shit.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, because I haven't gotten just 20s. Do it again. See? I told you. They
Did
just
you
like
roll another
I
one?
do just like you.
No, so the DM is like rolling it to see if they're weighted. He rolls a 20 and then an 18 and then it's like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Then a 2 and a 3 and a 5. These dice just love me and they were bought for him.
Yeah, my dice my father bought for me, and I think he cursed them.
Yeah, no, you
Alright.
gotta steal other people's dice to get them to work right, man.
Yeah, those were supposed to be my dice.
Then you left them downstairs.
I sure did.
And they have
What
become
were you thinking?
mine.
Okay, well, with a natural 20,
Do I get advantage?
She-
Just be like, I see everything. I am omnipresent.
no. So you take a moment and you kind of just stop and focus, and you look around, and thanks to your dark vision, you're able to see out, and nothing catches your eyes. Just the movement of sewage in the little moat that seems to be running down the middle of these chambers. And you take a moment, close your eyes, and listen. And you're listening. And after a moment, you swear you heard something thrum, almost, to your right, going down the opposite way that the staircase led you into this area.
I don't like that. Alrighty, so with that, hey guys. So, I not so much hear anything. I feel it. I feel it like in my sinew. So, do me a favor, don't step in the middle. The middle has like this weird little channel running through it that it's got all the crap in it. Don't step in the crap. It already smells bad enough. I don't want this smell following us more than it has to. But follow me.
Rose
Every
just
city
nods.
smells like this.
What'd you say?
Every city smells like this.
It does. That's why I don't like them.
Same here.
But anyway, let's not be here longer than we have to. So follow me. And she starts walking in the direction of the thrum.
Okay.
All right.
So what
I'm keeping a lookout for the things that the guards were supposed to be killing.
Okay.
So if she is leading the way, then Throckmorton's going to be in the very back, just watching the rear.
Where in the middle?
I'll be right behind Ashy.
Okay.
I'm just walking. I don't care where.
Yeah, I'm just going to guard the rear.
I'm just wondering, when the heck are we gonna get to wherever we're supposed to?
So our marching order, if somebody could actually write it out in the OOC chat.
Got it. Was it Rose or Kithri in the very middle?
Rose.
It was Rose. Okay. For some reason, I'm wanting to get your guys' character names mixed up. There you go.
Okay.
Rock. I can hold Hogan.
Oh, I forgot the age. Aww.
It had to have been very recently because I just checked it a little bit ago. Does it say live now? Okay.
It says live.
Now it says live.
Okay.
Weird.
So
That was odd.
That was
it just
odd.
probably blinked for a second. That's all.
Well, I've been checking in to make sure that doesn't happen, but okay.
I appreciate that.
Anyways, so as you guys continue on through the sewers, Ashi leading the way, this thrum, you didn't notice it at first, but as you're getting closer, and the rest of you start picking up on it, it doesn't ever go away, but it feels like it pulses, like a type of feel. Not like a heartbeat, but just as if somebody's hitting a drum very, very slowly. And as you guys are moving through, you guys are met with multiple different pathways, with bridges that branch over the central moat to allow you to get from one side to the other. And in order to follow this thrumming noise, or feeling, really, you have to end up crossing multiples of these. And as you do, they're made of different types of metals, and they're very rusty. Some of them have a weird dark film on them, which you're pretty sure you don't want to touch.
Good film.
So prior to going over the first one, she is going to call Throck up to the front and look at him. I don't know what this is. I'm going to assume it's very bad for skin, and I have no shoes. Do me a favor and don't let me touch it.
Would you like me to carry you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And he picks her up.
Okay.
And
So
she
now-
How much do you weigh? It doesn't matter. I can carry you.
So now Throckmorton has a she in one arm.
No, he hands the potted plant to a she, and then
I
picks
was
her
about
up.
to say. That was about to be.
And it's like,
hilarious.
If I'm carrying you, you hold this.
and she takes it happily.
and Throckmorton makes sure to carry her comfortably.
All right. Well, as you guys continue moving forward, the order changing a little bit, it now being technically Ashi and Throck, then Cord, Rose, and Kithri.
Cord, could you watch the back for us? Make sure nothing comes up from behind.
All right.
I turn to the figure of the dancing light, and I say, I'm starting to get a little nervous. And the dancing light figure will just nod.
And
Is
Ashi...
that thing, like, alive?
I mean, that is a
And
good
I-
question.
And
Or
I
you
just shrug.
talking
And I
to
just
yourself?
shrug my shoulders.
Right, so you're
Right.
just talking to yourself.
And I turn to the light and I say, "Are you alive?" And then it just shrugs its shoulders as well and continues to
You're
walk.
making it do that, aren't you?
And I just give it a face. I just give him a face like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Rose, roll a or a deception check. Throck, roll a
Persuasion? Can I do persuasion?
deception. No, because you're trying to lie to him.
But I'm trying to persuade him that I'm not sure.
It does.
That's deception.
that you're deceiving him. And
All right. So
Chris,
I
roll
got,
an
a,
insight
I-
check.
I got
Oh.
a 21.
Okay.
I just asked the group, is
I
anybody
rolled
going
a
to tell
one.
him that the plant...
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So that's 3.
Throckmorton, you're not sure how, but you are 1000% sure that this thing that she's talking to is absolutely alive, and you are by far impressed that one of your teammates has the ability to conjure life.
So, why do you keep it hidden?
I missed what he said. Let's say it one more time.
Why do you keep it hidden? It should be out all the time.
And I just say, usually it's my dance partner, and she doesn't like to come in areas like this, but she's doing me a
Do you,
solid.
like, do you like hide her somewhere? Does she hide inside of your mind or something?
That's a great question. I'm not really sure.
You are. This group continues to impress me the longer I stand around you.
And with that, Ashi's gonna look at Throck and go, "Hey, by the way, if I tell you to, just throw me at whatever I point at, okay?"
Okay.
Or you could just throw the exploding flower.
Nah.
Well, she holds the flower and it's like a missile.
That works too, big guy.
Okay. Anyways, so moving on. You guys continue moving through. She and Throckmorton roll perception.
8.
Okay.
You know, this has been fun, guys. This has been really fun, but I have rolled 2 good dice all night.
16.
Dice. Okay.
It's not a 20, but you know.
So as you guys are moving, you're very slowly coming up to what looks like a major intersection. You can't really see much, but just on the edge of your hearing, you hear splashing.
Hey guys, there's splashing up here. I'm not a fan of it, but there is.
Could just be someone relieving themselves.
What?
We are in the sewers.
Throck, why would somebody be in the sewers to relieve themselves?
I don't know. People are weird.
Would
It's the
you-
city. It messes with people's minds.
As you guys are talking, you hear the splashing getting louder.
Guys, it's getting louder.
Hey, who's out there?
Oh, God.
Fuck off!
Can somebody get him to shut up?
Throcky, honey, shush.
I send the light out just a little bit, just to see if we can get an idea of to get a better idea of what we're.
Before that, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Throck, throw me.
Into the water.
No, not into the water. What's
gonna
initiative
put
bonus
my-
again? Oh, 1.
Okay.
Never mind. Found it.
I'm gonna put my initiative into the roll 20,
Yep,
Okay.
same.
so it's easier to see.
Please do.
Craig rolled a 19. Look at him go.
Okay, so go ahead and put yourselves down here on the map in your marching order.
Huh?
So it's going to be Throckmorton and Ashi, one either before or after the other. So put your colors
Flip.
down.
One second. I'm gonna go help Catherine.
You're good.
I don't think that's where that's supposed to be.
I don't think so
Gross.
either. I'm trying to get the colors to match up.
That's very tiny.
Dang it.
Why is it so small?
We're
What
working
is,
on it.
what is happening? Why can I not move that? That's weird. Are you guys having a hard time?
Nope.
Can you
I'm
guys-
having a hard time. How am I getting it to get filled? Because I select it and it's just.
So draw shape, and then you're going to select your color as the first one, which it should auto select, and then the second box that has the
There it is.
squares in it, you need to
There you
choose
go.
that as your fill.
All right.
I didn't know that. I just started clicking inside of it until it was filled.
Okay.
I am a barbarian.
Yeah, you are.
So I'm just gonna say that who's drawing, you're drawing in the wrong spot. The 2 red squares and the purple one are not us.
Yeah.
The red and the pink are the people who are leading the group.
Yeah, and I'm in the back.
Yeah, stay away from the ones with the gray inner near.
Someone's gonna have to move back a little because I think Kithri needs to be in the middle.
Yeah. I'm trying to help that out. I should be able to move it. Why am I not able to move it?
Reasons.
That's weird.
You might have to delete a fair few squares to get rid of mine. I apologize.
It's fine. I will grab and hold.
Do you want me to just make a new square
It's not
so it's
letting
just
me
one?
move it, guys. I don't know why.
It's weird. It should. Let me see something.
Matt, I'm making a new square so you could just put that there. There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, it's not letting-
so it's
Not
not an
letting me
issue.
move mine either.
Yeah, once
You
you
can
draw
rotate
it,
it.
you can't move it.
That's stupid. It should let you. This didn't
I
change
was-
from the last time.
I was able to draw and move mine, but now it won't let me.
It's weird.
I didn't. Okay, now it looks like it's got a big dick. That's not. That wasn't my intention. I promise.
That's interesting, because you should be able to move it.
Yeah, right. That's kind of my thing.
Do you guys see this?
I can move it now. I don't know if somebody changed permissions or something, but I'm able to move it.
I made
didn't
mine
change
break dance, and that's it.
Yep, it's
Yeah, you can make your spin too.
Yeah.
You can make your spin. That's all I'm doing is making it spin.
Okay. Let me see.
I think there's
Is
a
this-
very small
Is it
space
because of
that
the
you
way
can
that
click
I am
on.
looking at this?
Yeah, there's a very small space that you can click on. That's why.
So you kind of have to zoom in, I'm assuming?
Yeah, you gotta zoom in, guys. Zoom in until it gives you the 4 arrows. Yeah. So you gotta click on the select and move,
Oh, yeah, I see.
and then
now.
click and drag the blue over it until you get the outline, and then you
gotcha.
can change your location.
So you have to be at 100%.
Yeah.
Zoom in
So,
order for that to happen.
At least, yeah.
while we're sitting here for a minute, just so y'all know, a wordable storm says hi.
Aw, hello.
hello.
What's
And,
poppin'?
Hello.
and then,
How it goes.
Kitris
There we
says
go.
hello. Slip and Slide 19 says what's good. Kitris replies with bacon. I think bacon is good. Just me, though.
I mean, that's appropriate.
And Slip and Slide 19 likes to, let us know that the DM here seems pretty good.
Oh, thanks. That actually makes me feel
He
good.
eats beans. Don't
I
let him
do.
deceive you.
Beans. All right. So,
Dirty little bean
as
boy.
you guys are kind of just moving around and talking, splashing stops, and everybody's initiative is in. Okay. Right.
Of course, the guy at the back gets the highest initiative roll.
That's just the norm.
That's how it be like that.
All right. Ooh. These guys are not fast.
I am not fast.
I am not fast.
But that is okay.
I'm sorry if you hear a choo-choo train. I live very close to trains.
You're good.
That's perfectly fine.
I like trains.
Right, choo-choo train.
Everybody needs a little choo-choo in their life.
Cuckoo choo-choo.
Okay. All right. So, first up, we have Cord. Cord, you're all the way at the back, but you don't really see anything, but as you are listening, you can hear some coming from up at the curve.
Is it everybody else hear it?
Yeah, everybody else hears it. The splashing is gone now.
Great.
All right.
You sound constipated.
I'm just going to be moving myself up to here and having, just the other two slide back.
So technically each of you are on a specific square. So let's see. I'm trying to organize the size here to where it would be appropriate as far. Okay, so that's where you are, and you cannot end your turn in the space of another person.
We can't do tall or tap here?
No, I mean you can move through them. It's this area that you're on. It's not super wide, so you can roll 2x2, but it is wide enough that like you could squeeze by the people along the wall. So it's not like you can't move through them.
Okay. Then I am going to can I roll for stealth to move up to get ahead of everybody and see what's around the corner?
So it's an action to hide, and there's not a whole lot of hiding in this area. Like there's no boxes or anything for you to hide behind, and also in order to like check around a corner or perceive something, it's another action. So what do you want to do? You are first up.
All right. I'm going to move through them to get up to the front to look around the corner.
Okay. So you're going to take this space right here and look around the corner.
Yep.
Because you do not have dark vision, go ahead and roll perception with disadvantage.
Does my light give him enough light?
It's only 10 feet.
Oh,
from
so
and it's dim light.
What's the distance between them and us?
Let's see. So you are right there. So it's 10 feet to get to where she is at. And then for where they are, they're just about 25 feet away. So your light is not casting very far. So what'd you get?
So it'd be with disadvantage, then it would be a 5.
Okay. Yeah, so you move up and you peek around the corner as much as you can. You don't see anything. It's just darkness. But you swear you can hear something moving.
All right. I put my other hand out behind me just to more signal them to stop, and I'm, just whisper for Ashy to get up here.
Okay. So that's your turn.
Yes.
Okay. Next up, Throckmorton and Kithri.
Let Kithri go first.
Okay. Kithri, what do you want to do?
I jump on Netta.
Okay.
And I get my bow ready.
Okay.
I
So-
I don't know. Can I see anything?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. I just have it ready so that I can shoot it as soon as I see something that I
Okay,
don't want.
so you're
alive.
holding your action for the moment that you see something that is not friendly.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. So you're holding the attack action. All right.
Well,
so,
I can't attack anything right now, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're saying, okay, I'm going to wait, you are holding an action, which in this case is an attack action, to attack the first thing that meets a trigger that you choose, which in this
Right.
case is the first time I see something that friendly.
Right. Sounds good.
Okay. I look at Ashley and said,
Do you want me to throw you?
She kind of looks at him and goes, sneak around the corner a little bit, and when I tell you go, throw me. Okay?
Okay, so I'm still carrying her. So what does that mean for? Do I have?
So
No, my walking speed should still be the same, right?
Yeah,
She's
you're
way under my
walking-
carrying capacity.
yeah, your walking speed is still the same. However, to throw her, it is an action.
Yeah. I
And to
figured that
sneak,
much.
it's an action.
I'm not sneaking.
Okay.
It was an exaggeration.
I know
really.
she said sneak, but even if she meant it, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I'm not
What do
dexterous.
you-
Anyway,
What do you
I'm
do?
going to go to about right in front of where Cord's at to see what's going on.
Okay, so you're
Okay,
still
so like right
holding-
there.
Okay, so you're still holding.
I'm still
a
holding
sheet.
Ashy. Yes.
Okay, so Throckmorton, roll a perception check with disadvantage.
That
She
was
rolled
natural
a-
20 that I just rolled.
with disadvantage.
I know.
Uh,
And that's a 10 plus 4,
Ashi-
14.
Okay, so 14 total is yours.
Yeah.
Okay. As you come around the corner, you see humanoid shapes moving in the darkness, just maybe 10 feet away. What you see is 3 humanoid monsters that 2 of them just are looking horrifying. These things do not look like living beings of anything that you've seen. And your initial sense is that
Zombies.
they see you and they are coming at you now.
Okay, I am going to look at Throck and go, they're fucking zombies. Throw me.
Okay, and for my action, I fucking chuck her. I
Alright.
throw her right at him.
Roll a strength check.
So that's 17 plus 5.
Okay.
22.
It's 22. Yeah, easy enough. You heft Ashi with the potted plant, and you throw her at the enemies. Go ahead and... How do I want to do this?
Can I huck the plant midair?
No, it's not your turn.
Oh, it's her turn next, though. If
Yes,
I'm
it
using
is.
my turn.
But, okay, so... Are you throwing her at the first thing, or like in
Well,
front of the
I'm
first thing?
throwing her slightly above them so that she's not slamming into them. But if she wants to change her trajectory, that's up to her.
I have a plant, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Okay, so
It explodes.
you can either choose to heft her in the direction of the enemies, or you can heft her over the enemies. But because she cannot take her turn and she doesn't have a held action, I need to know what you are doing.
Well, we're both barbarians, so I'm gonna heft her onto the other side of them.
Okay,
Fucking war on 2 fronts. Let's do it.
easy enough with your strength check. You throw her. She make an acrobatics check.
Well, that's a 16 plus a 1, so 17.
Yeah, no, easy enough. Throckmorton throws you, and you sail over the 3 ugly-looking mugs of these monsters, and you sail over them, and you do a neat little flip in the air, catch yourself on the other side, whip around, And now it's your turn, unless there's something else Chris wants to do. Or Throckmorton.
That was my action. Do I? Oh, bonus action rage.
Okay.
Because I could do that.
So, Throckmorton, after throwing a just screams out at these three things that he can see. And
You're gonna fucking die now.
all of you, or Ashi, you can see his eyes give off a very faint red glow to them. So
Nice.
now, it is Ashi's turn.
Can I do my bonus action prior to my attack actions?
Yes, unless your bonus action is an extra attack, you can bonus action at any point it tells you can.
Bonus action rage combo.
All right. Both barbarians. Throckmorton shouts out after throwing and you turn around and seeing the slightly red gleam and the roar of rage, you're just like, oh, hell yeah, and you get in on it too, screaming back, the rage filling you as you still holding a potted plant.
Was that on the head?
All right. How much damage does a potted plant do?
It's gonna be
It's an exploding potted plant.
It's gonna be just an improvised weapon. I'd say,
I imagine it's 1d4, right?
yeah, I'd say 1d4. I think improvised weapons are something else. Let me check real quick.
I thought I saw them. I thought it was a 1d4.
It might be. I'm just making sure.
No.
It's up to you guys too. Do we want to go to 9 or 9:30? Because we started a little bit late.
Let's go to 9:30.
Yeah, I'm down.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Jason?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
Alright, cool. Let's see. Where is the eyes in this?
Well, okay. No matter what, I am going to gently set the plant behind me
Okay.
because
Okay, so in order to gently set something down, it's going to take an action. If you want to drop it, that's a free action.
is it going to break the plant?
Probably.
I get two actions, right?
It's a stone. No.
You get a move action and an attack action, basically.
Yes.
But I didn't move.
That's
But
true.
that's-
That's a fair
What,
point.
what about bending over to put it down is half her movement?
You know what? I'll allow it. 'Cause
Yes.
I want to see the potted plant be kept. I'll be honest.
So I'm going to gently place the plant down and pat the leaves. Stay here, Fred.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
rage
dear
it.
Lord.
It's Lenny too.
It is Lenny too.
And then I'm going to rage attack the zombie closest to me with my claws.
Okay.
In my
Go ahead.
rage.
All right. Go ahead and attack. Attack!
So just to be clear, we don't want to hit the plant, Fred.
Yeah. No, the plant is apparently God.
This is our religion now.
I'm at third
I
level,
will do my
so
best
rage
to not
damage is
kill
plus
God.
2.
Fred, plant.
And then for attacking as a barbarian, we use strength, so we roll a d20, add strength.
Add strength and your proficiency bonus. It should be. You should have it filled in on your attack bonus.
So that only says 5, so that would actually be 7.
If you have,
My
let me check.
my strength is 5, my proficiency is 2.
Yeah, let me see real quick just to make sure.
So attack bonus, is that just for your roll on attack? Or is that damage?
Yeah, that's added to your roll when you attack. So yeah, it should be 7 plus 7.
Okay, so I rolled a 17 plus 7, 24.
Yeah, hits. Yep,
And
you
that's-
got it.
That's the first one. I have 2 claws.
Yep. So you make 2 attacks.
And then that's an 8, so 15.
Yeah. Hits. Both hit.
Nice. Hey, look, I got a crappy roll.
Yeah, right? I'm surprised.
And then each of them do 1d4 plus 3 damage.
Plus 3?
Yeah. Plus 3.
Should be plus your...
It's plus 3 for the damage on the weapon itself, and then plus 2 rage damage, so it's actually plus 5.
It should be your strength modifier plus your rage modifier for damage.
So it'd be plus 7.
Yeah.
And that's a 4, so 11 on the first one.
Okay.
And that's a 3, so 10 on the second one.
Okay. So, as Throckmorton throws you and screams out in rage, and you turn around and scream back in rage, and then, as an afterthought, quickly put down the plant, give it a little pat, you just shred into this thing, your claws just ripping into flesh as you just strike, and you can smell putrid gore coming from this thing, and you hear it in reaction, but it's still standing, but looking hurt.
Cool. I'm back here now.
Okay. Next.
And I'm guarding the
is-
plant with my legs.
Okay. Next is Rose.
Can you move your full movement and attack, or just?
Yes.
Or,
You can. What you can do is you can move your full movement, attack, or you can move part of your movement, attack, and then move the rest. It's up to you.
Okay. I am going to. Attempt to move if I can get this stupid thing.
So where are you trying to move?
I want to move onto this bridge.
This one right here?
Yeah, but I want to move kind of by where the first rung is.
Okay, so let me see. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What is your movement speed? 30?
Yeah.
Yep. Sure thing. You want to move right there, I'm assuming?
Yes. Now, is it are the purple and the 2 reds the enemies, or just the 2 reds?
The purple and the 2 reds with the gray boxes are the enemies. Your dancing lights are also behind you.
Okay. As a bonus action, it says I can move my dancing lights.
Let me see. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the lights up to 60 feet to a new spot within range. So, yeah. Where do you want to move?
I want to move it right there.
Okay, give me 1 second. So that is that circle is your dancing lights. It's right here, you said?
Yeah, but a little bit more like right here, because I don't want it to be
Okay,
hit.
so here or here?
Either is fine. I mean, as long as this group, as long as these 3 enemies are getting the light on them.
Then it would have to be right there.
Okay.
Because it is only a 10-foot reach.
And then there's what, 6 feet between me and that, whatever that first thing is there in the lead?
So by actual game standards, it's 10 feet.
Oh, okay. That's fine. And then for my other, who is this red one?
That is Throckmorton.
Okay, I'm gonna use. Let me check this real quick. Okay, so I'm going to give Throckmore another bardic inspiration
Okay.
that he can use. And I'm going to tell him basically, hurry, we need you, get up here and fight.
Hit them
We can
very
do it.
hard.
Rah rah rah! Kick them right inside their cocks. Ha!
And so that
So-
when he goes next
real
on
quick-
his turn, he'll be able to add that d6 to a roll of his choice.
So I
Roll for me, please.
want to-
Just give
I
me a
want to-
number.
say something real quick. Giving Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action that you've already used to move your dancing lights.
Okay, then I guess I will hold my turn, the remainder of my turn, I suppose.
So here's my question. With where the dancing lights is, can they now see me as well?
You mean the enemies?
No, the group.
I mean, I can see you. I threw you.
Yes, but I wasn't in a rage. And here's the thing with Ashi. When Ashi enters a rage, she enters a half-wolf state. So she looks like your movie theater werewolf right now. Basically.
So, Jason, what action are you holding?
My
It's
attack
kinda-
action.
Okay, so you're just holding an attack action with. What do you have? I don't
Chakrams.
remember. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I do remember talking to you about that. Okay, so you're just waiting for something to come close?
I'm waiting for something to happen, yes. Whether that be one of my friends come up or they come close, doesn't really matter.
Okay. Alrighty. The only reason I'm asking is because you are not within 5 feet of the enemy, and I think chakrams are a 5-foot reach.
Oh yeah, it's a melee weapon, and
So yeah, if you are going to attack them, then yeah, I'm making sure. I'm trying to make sure I know what you're planning on.
well, that'll be difficult. I don't even know what I'm planning on. So
Okay. All right, so you're just holding the attack action for the enemy
Something.
coming closer, your friends getting closer there. You're ready.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now go the undead's turns. The
I don't think Kith. Wait, yeah, you did get to go. You held your action. Remember?
So she held her attack action for something coming within range, like an enemy coming within range. Right now, she does not have vision because this black line is a wall.
Sure.
So she's waiting to see something.
Like I moved up to did I not move up?
No,
thought
you
I said I
did. You
moved up.
hopped on Netta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does my animal able to move forward, or does that count as
Their
something I
actions
did?
happen on your turn.
So on your turn, you'll be
If-
able to go up and shoot.
I will say, if you wanted to, because there was space to do so, you could have moved up here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because there was a 5-foot space in between Cord and Throckmorton, I believe. So you could have moved there.
Right.
Well, as a halfling, she can also pass through spaces. She can't enter turn on space, but she can pass through them.
But on her dire fox.
Yeah, I don't know on that.
Yeah, I don't think.
I
That's
can
what
tell
I'll-
you this though: foxes can get in and out of places they're not supposed to be able to.
That is
It's
true.
just
Let me see. So yeah, right now you don't actually have vision.
Okay.
you probably will shortly though.
Yeah.
Probably move up an attack.
But the undead, they see the dancing lights come around the corner, and they see Throckmorton throwing a she and all sorts of madness happening, and this one is going to run up on Rose and make a claw attack.
My AC is 18.
Miss. Does not hit. So it runs up and now actually able to see something, runs up and just swipes at you, and you just very quickly under the attack of it, and you're just kind of dancing there, and it's just looking at you just angrily, just the other two, this one is just gonna turn around, and this one is going to squeeze past, staying within melee with
So-
a she and flanking.
How do hold actions work in this edition of D&D? Do you use them as
Oh, yeah.
reacts or
A held action goes off as a reaction.
okay?
So yeah, you would get your attack. I forgot about that.
So is there 5 feet or 10 feet between me and Red?
I'll say he was probably on the 5 foot portion.
Did I think I moved him on accident. Don't
No,
know.
no,
No,
I did.
I moved him on accident.
Okay, so I am going to,
I was trying to move the
Attack.
map and I clicked on it.
and I'm going to use one of my maneuvers.
Okay.
I'm going to use maneuvering strike.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, not maneuvering strike. Commander strike.
Okay.
Forgo an action. Oh wait, maybe that won't work because I used a bonus action technically on this. Well, is this can I
So
use a
is-
bonus action now?
No, you can.
Okay.
Your
So then I will
action-
use. Then I will use maneuvering strike rather than commander strike.
Okay, let me see something real quick. And that's under fighter, correct?
Yeah.
Let me make sure of something. I just want to get it right. Okay, yep. Okay.
All right. So I
works
go to
out.
attack. 22.
Yep, hits.
And then the spirited dice plus damage from that. So that's a total of 8 damage. 9 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have I'm gonna enable Throckmore to be able to use his react to move up to half his speed without provoking an attack of opportunity from the target of my target. So he can get right up on there on that zombie that attacked me
Mhm.
Without provoking an attack of opportunity. And I just yell out, Throckmore, get in, or I'm just call him Marty, because that's what we've been calling him. Marty, get in here and hit this guy.
Okay. So, yeah, Throckmorton, if you wish to use your reaction, you can take up to half your movement speed to close the gap. Important thing to note, entering a combatant's area does not provoke area or attacks of opportunities. However, leaving the area of an opponent does provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So
well,
that's the
that-
only thing that it would prevent.
Then I am going to take Throckmorton and move and flank onto the other side of him.
Okay.
That's
So
15,
you're right.
That's half of
So
my
you're
movement.
right there.
Yeah,
Well,
that's half my movement. That's right
Rock-
behind him.
Or Morty, what? You could move further. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe move further down and attack.
That's my
this one.
furthest. That's half of my movement. That's
Okay.
literally the furthest
Well-
I can go.
All right.
That's what I was thinking about that, but I couldn't. That's why I was measuring first.
So yeah. Okay. So Throckmorton, you're now
But I'm
hearing the
flanking,
call.
so you get an advantage on that purple guy.
Yeah. So when it comes to her next turn or your next turn. Anyways, continuing on with the other two's turn. They're going to flank Ashi, and both of them are going to make they're both gonna make claw attacks against you.
Cool. Armor class is 17.
Okay, so first one whiffs, the one right in front of you. You tore it so hard apart that as it swings, its arm is just kind of hanging on by like a loose tendon. So it didn't actually swipe and get at you. The other one, what'd you say your AC was?
17.
Okay. Yeah, the second one behind you, as this one, you just kind of bat off the other one. The one behind you just surprises you and rakes down your back. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Don't let me down, dice.
You're a barbarian. We're good at this.
22.
Yeet.
You succeed. You take 9 halved, so 4 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
And we will go to the top of the order. So, Cord, you're up.
I am running up to attack this one.
Okay, so you're in this space.
Sure.
So you do get
And-
flanking?
Okay. So does that roll with advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm on the other side.
All right.
You're welcome,
And
y'all.
I am using Thunderous Smite.
Okay. Oh, real quick before I forget, Kithri, your trigger would have gone off with this guy entering your range and your vision. So go ahead and make an attack with your bow.
I got 24.
Yep, hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Hell yeah.
Do we know how deep the water is?
I mean, you're not gonna sink.
I got 9 for my D8.
9. Okay, so that's 9 plus 7. So 14. Or you said 9, you said you got a 9 for your D8?
No, 9 total.
Oh, so you rolled a 2 plus 7.
No, for my D8, I had a 4, and then I added 5 to it. That gave me 9.
So let me see real quick something. Okay,
For
yeah.
a bow, I think it's just her dex mod. I didn't think she has
Yeah.
20.
I was confused for a second because the PDF that I have says she gets +7.
To the
For her-
attack bonus. 'Cause
Yeah, but
she's
it's +7 to the damage as well, so I was confused
Oh.
for a second. That's why I was like, wait a second.
you don't add proficiency to damage, I don't think, do you?
No, you don't.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
so
why.
we're just
That's
gonna
why I was like, huh? Hold on. Okay, so you got 9. Okay, Just making sure. So, okay. He's looking a little rough. That arrow that Kithri released just hit him in like the side of the jaw, and you just see like the tip of the arrow sticking out one side, and the back of the arrow sticking out the other. And he's just kind of. Okay, so
Can we
now
ask him how the shaft tastes?
Cord. Now it's your turn. Sorry, I
Okay.
didn't want to forget that.
Yes. And so I rolled a 19. Do you want me to add more stuff, or does the 19 hit naturally?
So
Because
19 hits naturally, but
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, the number would have then been like 20. What was it? Would have been 24.
Okay,
So-
yeah, definitely hits.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm using Thunderous Smite.
Okay.
And so your weapon rings with with thunder that is audible within 300 feet of you. The attack deals an additional 2d6 damage to the target. It must succeed a saving throw, a strength saving throw, or be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Okay, what's the DC on the strength saving throw?
Let me find out. Oh. What, 16? Is what I'm thinking.
Okay. It should be 8 plus your proficiency plus your.
Oh, 8
No,
plus.
hold on. Let me
Let me
make
take a
sure.
look.
Because it's under the paladin area. Let's see. So we'll save DC. Spell save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier.
Oh, okay. So
8 plus 2 plus whatever your charisma modifier is.
another 4, so 14. So it's a 14.
So it's 14. Okay.
Yeah. So then
It succeeds.
Oh, it succeeds on its saving. Okay.
Yep.
But it still is going to take 1d10 plus 2d6. Okay. Is another 13 damage.
Okay. Yeah, so as you come up, and what are you using to hit this with?
Longsword.
Longsword. As you
Two-handed.
come up,
Using a longsword two-handed.
okay.
Yeah.
As you come up, you bring out the longsword and just tighten your grip, and Rose, Kithri, and Throckmorton, you see his blade light up with a mixture of almost nuclear red fire as he brings it up and just cracks it down on the creature in front of you, and you hear a boom echo out from the strike, and you see the creature just get hit, and the sword just carve through him, and the thundering wave blast bits of gore all apart from this thing's center of mass, and you see it recoil and just kind of straighten back up, looking at Cord. Is that all you got?
Yeah, that I think that was my only action. That it was just that's it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have any more
Uh,
attacks. Otherwise, I
yeah.
I would go to town on him.
This thing is looking rough. He's not looking great. Next up,
Kithri.
Kithri and Throckmorton.
Yeah, Q3 can go.
Okay.
Because I'm flanking to make sure there's advantage.
Okay. So she doesn't get advantage.
That's right, because she's not flanking as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to Chris or Q3.
Okay.
Do you want to go, or you want me to go, or what?
It doesn't matter to me. If you want to go, you can go.
Okay. Well, seeing that the other two pretty much have this thing handled, I'm gonna go and assist Ashi.
Okay.
So
So you're gonna move up to here,
yeah.
flanking this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my great axe
Okay.
and I'm gonna fucking smash the shit out of it, hoping that I can cut it in half by pushing the axe against the wall through it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll to attack with advantage.
It's a 4. Wait, I get plus my strength here.
Actually, before that happens, make
What?
a Constitution check.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Okay, that is an 18 plus 3.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So I rolled the 14 with the 5. Do you want me to re-roll it?
So you get advantage. You definitely hit. Now just
Okay.
you're checking for like a nat 20 or something.
Speak of the devil, that's a nat 20.
All right.
Oh wait,
So-
no. It's plus 10. That's a 30 because the red rage.
Nat
Plus your
30.
proficiency modifier. So
That
nat
is a
32.
natural 30.
So, all right. So you know, seeing these two things fucking up your buddy, you're like, oh hell the fuck no. You run up. This guy does get an attack of opportunity against you, so it's going to do that. That is a 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
All right. So yeah, it's still shaken from the blast of Cord's strike. Tries to swipe out at you as you move by, but doesn't even come close. And you march up, your heavy footfalls coming in, and you rear back with your great axe and swing. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's a 9 plus
So double
10
that.
for my modified.
So
Or double that.
18
That's
plus-
18 plus 10, so that's 28 plus 2 for the rage, 30. That's 30 damage.
Yeah. So in your rage, you didn't even realize that you were kind of off gripping your great axe, and you just hit this thing with the broadside of it, and you smack it, and it's like a red mist. Just the entire top half just disintegrates, and all that's left is two legs that onto the ground.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, you are.
So Kithri, you're up.
Okay. I want to. I would like to not move up all the way, but move up to where my arrows could hit either where
So like right
Ashi.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you move up right there.
Okay. And then, so who, I'm not quite sure, who has the least amount of damage out of the zone?
This guy. He looks He definitely doesn't look good, but he looks better than the other one. And then you don't see a different one anymore because of Throckmorton.
Okay, well, I don't think I'd be able to hit him without not hitting Ashi.
Just don't hit the plant.
We don't want to hit the plant. I get
Let
it.
me see something real quick. I'm trying to look for a ranged weapon attack rule just real quick. Okay. Let's see. Just give me 1 second while I read.
Mom's cyberbullying.
So how do I want to do that? I'll say for the sake of coolness, you can fire at that far one. Just for the rule of cool.
But I wouldn't hit the other guys?
Nope, you would not hit Throckmorton or a she. You're
Okay.
an expert with your weapon. You know when to fire.
Just don't roll a 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, now I
That's
don't know
what
if I can do this, but what I'd like to do is try and shoot that bat guy, and
Okay.
then have my fox. I don't know if it's possible for them to attack the ones that are closer to us.
You were riding your fox. I don't know how much
Yeah.
movement that fox
So
is used to.
she was only right here, so it's only 10 feet. So I'll say go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me.
Okay. Okay, I got 15, so when I add 5, it's 20.
Okay. Yeah, no. So go ahead and roll your attack for this back one. This guy.
Okay. I got 16 plus 7 is 23.
Yep, hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Guys, I just found that there are dice that they make, like full dice sets made of sugar that you can eat. Dice rolls a 1. Fuck you! Eats the dice. Just imagine if
All
you
right,
guys saw
I
me do
got
that and didn't
6
know it was
plus
edible.
5 is 11.
Okay. And then go ahead and make an attack roll for your fox, because the only space he really has open to him or her is right there. Let's go ahead and.
What is the fox used for its attack bonus? Oh wait, we have,
it was
we have that
yeah,
information.
yeah, the stat block should be with you guys. Do I have it? do not have the stat block you guys have. Where is my monster manual?
I'll walk over and take a look.
I just turned to it. So for your wolf or your fox can make a bite attack. It is +4 to hit.
Okay, so I rolled a 13 plus 4.
Okay.
17.
Yep, you hit, or your fox hits, I should say.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll damage, which is 2d4 plus 2.
I got 17 and 14 plus 2 is 33.
Not D20s, D4s.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought
That's
you
the
said...
little triangle ones. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. Just a second.
you're good.
That would have been pretty dope, though.
That would.
Yeah, it's
I
big
like
ass
that
fox.
better.
Okay. Do you have a D4?
I got a 4 and a 2 plus 2 is 8.
Yep. Okay, cool. So, what you guys would actually only Rose would really see this. Rose, what you see is Kithri and Netta. Trying to remember.
Give me the...
What's your wolf's name? Is it not your wolf? Your fox?
Netta.
Netta. Okay, so you see Netta start running forward, and you see Kithri stand up on the back and jump, and in midair, pull back, draw, and fire at the undead in the back that Ashi is engaged with. And as she is loosing the arrow and firing, this big dire fox just keeps moving, running, and basically banks off the wall. And you see it just clamp down on the undead's throat and just rip the head off as it falls. And the body just kind of twitches and then falls off into the crap liquid.
Okay, cool. So
Just say
You make it
sewage,
sound so
Matt.
much cooler.
The crap liquid. I
Sewage.
couldn't think of the word liquid.
Crap
I couldn't
liquid.
think of the word sewage.
Who's a good boy? Who loves mommy?
Yeah, right.
It's a majestic
So-
sea flap.
Hell of a badass moment there.
I agree.
Cord, you would have seen the fox thing though, which is pretty fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Chris?
For a creature that size to do something, that's impressive.
All right. So next is Ashi. You've got one more thing on you, and it's the one that hit you last time.
Oh, this is gonna be good. So here's my question. Am I allowed to
Mhm.
use my bonus action as another 2 attacks?
I do not believe so.
Not unless you have something that says you can attack.
Like extra attack or
Hold
something.
on,
like
hold
that,
on, hold on, hold on.
Which isn't until level 5, I believe.
Hold on. I would like to recklessly attack.
So that just gives you advantage on all your attacks.
I'ma murder it.
Okay, go ahead. Roll with advantage on both attacks.
Haha, no. Haha, yes. Nat 20.
Okay, so that's the first one. What's the second one?
No.
The old classic 1 in 20 roll.
Yeah, right.
This time it was a 1 and a 13.
Rose, that's your signature move.
It sure is. I trip, but as I trip, I hit them really good.
So,
Okay.
13 plus 7, so nat 20 and a 20.
Yep, both hit. Roll for damage.
So it's a d4 plus...
So the first one is going to be a d4 doubled. So what you rolled doubled on the d4 plus 7.
So 6 plus 7, 13. Plus, yeah,
Okay.
13.
So 13 damage. And then on the second one, it's 1d4 plus 7.
It's a 4, so 11.
Okay, yeah. So as you turn around, your body just enraged, fueled, and this wolf form just glaring at this thing. You just see this undead just slackjawed with an arrow in the middle of its head, which you didn't realize was there before. And you just go, huh, and tear into this thing, just ripping it apart limb from limb, splashing gore everywhere, throwing bits and pieces all over the place. The thing is putrid and disgusting, but you don't care. It hits you, and fuck that thing.
Yeah, fuck that thing.
All right.
All right.
I look around. Is anybody seem to be hurt? Seriously?
Don't believe so. It looks like most of you got out fairly unscathed.
I walk up to a she and I'm just like, that was pretty good teamwork there. Is your potted plant all right?
She looks down at her feet. Please tell me the plant's okay. Just sprayed with gore, right?
Roll a
Fertilizer.
percentile die.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Don't let me down now. 98.
98. Yeah. No. The potted plant is fine. And there's only a little fleck of like dark coagulated liquid on one leaf.
She with her clawed fuzzy hands is gonna pick up the plant and hold it up to Throck. He's good.
Okay, that's good. And Throckmorton has to close his eyes for a second. His eyes were still glowing as he was talking to you. He has to close his eyes and he just goes quiet for a little bit. For solid 6 to 10 seconds. Then he opens his eyes up and they're not glowing anymore. And he's like, alright. So, the whole thing about not getting your feet nasty is, so that's out the window now, right?
She looks
I-
down. She
I
looks.
kind of like dance around the gore spots up near and up by my dancing lights. I'm just
Okay.
kind of like, and
So your dancing lights are actually out over the sewage.
right. But I'm gonna dance out over the gore and stand
Okay.
like near the edge So that
Okay.
Yeah, and by the time Throck opens his eyes, she's no longer part wolf, and she's just back to her normal self with her hair, like, kind of messed up a little bit. And
Okay.
she just kind of looks down at her feet, and she's like, yeah. I can walk now. Thanks. Thank you, though.
All right.
And she just holds the
You-
plant up to him.
He grabs it and holds it. And he's like, "We gotta make sure with a weapon this powerful, we use it at the right moment."
Yes,
I'm
we...
going-
Yes, we do, Throck.
Okay. So,
I
go ahead.
Sorry. I just whisper to the rest of the group and go, is anybody going to tell him the truth about the flower?
No.
Anybody?
No, don't do it.
The question is whether he will believe you.
And I just smile and say, "Who knows? Maybe when he finally does throw it, it will explode." And I just wink.
I hope
Yeah,
it does.
I bet he will explode it.
Anyways, with that being said, we have reached our time for the night.
Blew up a
We will-
zombie.
We will pick up again where we have left off here with the thrumming of the obelisk filling the sewer.
Very well.
So,
Alright.
I hope you all had fun. I feel like
Yeah,
it was a little bit interesting.
It is a bit fun.
Yeah. Great time.
Had
Just a
good
little
time.
bit. But yeah.
And next time we can start on time.
Yeah! That will be in 2 weeks. So on the 8th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we will be back and we will see what kind of shenanigans the group gets into.
Remember what time zone you're in, please, this time.
I promise nothing.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Well, there you go. Ashi, go ahead and do your outro, and I think we'll all take a nice little rest.
Have a good night, all.
Night.
Good night.
We'll be back in about 2 weeks, but I will be back online relatively shortly, either tomorrow or sometime this week. Have a good night, y'all.